What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Nick Everett coming at you live and in living color with another episode of WWE 2K19 Custom Universe. Episode 3 of the series, Episode 2 of SmackDown. Of the new SmackDown Live, and tonight, as read in the title, it's Fan Appreciation Night. Yes, this is an entire card devoted to the suggestions that you guys have been leaving in the chats every week. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, before I show you the match card, a couple matches announced this previous week on the last edition of SmackDown. Just want to go over the power rankings just quickly before we get underway. So, ladies and gentlemen, the top 5 didn't really change much from last week. Still have Garrett number 1, number 2, Nick Everett, 3, our WWE Champion Aiden, Daniel, and Nick T at number 5. A little bit of movement around the 7 and 8 position as the Intercontinental Champion moves up one spot. And Shan moves down a spot on the power rankings list. All right, so let's take a look. Let's give you guys a look at the match card for this evening's competition. So, first of all, we're going to hear from, after a couple weeks of defeats, we are going to hear from Daniel to open our show. Apparently he's got a message for a specific member of the locker room, so we'll hear from him to start off our show. Then in our first match of the night, as you guys put in the chat last week, we will see Nick Everett square off against Nick B in singles competition. In the second match of the night, we'll see Brad take on the Intercontinental Champion Nate Dogg in non-title one-on-one action in what is sure to be a showcase of the Intercontinental title division. Then in our third match for tonight, we have the debuting Rico, one half of the Superhero Club, taking on the WWE Champion Aiden. Of course, the fan favorite, the self-professed fan favorite WWE Champion Aiden. Much beloved by the chat, I know. It will take on Rico, the debuting Rico, in one-on-one singles action. Then we will also hear later tonight from our SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Shan, in what she's sure to let the WWE Universe know, and all of you great fans, what her plans are moving forward. Then, another match that you guys have requested. It is the debut of Emily. Yes, Emily, the better half to Daniel, will make her debut here tonight as she takes on another debuting superstar, Minik, in singles competition. And then, in our main event, previously announced, it will be CN Tower, Christian and Nick T taking on the Brotherhood, Zano and Arantis, in a tag team tables match, what I'm sure will bring the house down. ladies and gentlemen, that's our card for tonight. I'm sure what is going to be an exciting night of competition. So let's get this show underway. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start SmackDown Live. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are sold out here in Tulsa, Oklahoma with tonight's competition, and we're going to kick things off in a huge way. We're going to hear from Daniel after two massive defeats and constant complaining over the past couple of weeks. Daniel will finally get his opportunity to air his grievances, and apparently he's got a message for the locker room. So let's just sit back, relax, and let's take a listen to what Daniel has to say. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. Daniel making his way to the ring. And he's about to grab a microphone and about to tell us what's on his mind. And he's looking pretty upset. Wow, calling out the backstage for a lack of respect for the fans. Apparently a superstar, a specific superstar, has been talking about his fans, and wow, this is not usually a level that we see Daniel at in terms of animation and anger. So must have really gotten his goat. Oh my goodness. He's calling him out. He's calling out Nick B. Oh my goodness gracious. Ladies and gentlemen, the man who pinned Daniel last week has been called out. Apparently a lot of remarks being tossed back and forth by these two. And ladies and gentlemen, he's coming. Nick B is making his way out to the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have this confrontation here today. As Nick B come in between the ropes. Ladies and gentlemen, the tension in the arena is palpable. You can feel the electricity in the air. He's right. He is not a coward. He does stand up for what he believes in. And yeah, you know what? If there is a score to settle between these two, neither one of these men is going to back down, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Wow, telling Dan, just telling him to walk away right now, even though he called him out to the ring. Just Daniel absolutely frustrated right now. Oh my, just, I don't know if I see these things the same way that Nick B does. I don't see a sense of fear in Daniel. These two men are this is gonna explode, ladies and gentlemen. And Daniel continuing with the threat of physical violence. Ladies and gentlemen, this is hard to sit through and stomach. Again, I'm not sure I agree with Nick B, a man who's 0-2 in the new SmackDown regime. I wouldn't call him the best, but these two clearly need to deal with some issues that have derived from backstage encounters, and now calling for a match between the two. It's breaking down here, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and a swift microphone shot to the head, and now down goes Daniel. This is broken down, ladies and gentlemen. Luthez pressed by Daniel, and what a fight! Daniel calling Nick B out, and now these two are gonna fight it out in the middle of the ring. Daniel just pent up, frustrated after the massive losses that he suffered, including the one to Nick B last week in the triple threat match. And now Daniel, some sort of psychotic break once again, just going back and forth into the ring, out of the ring, and now into the corner. Oh, and just crushing him is Nick B. And now Nick B gonna, reversal there by Daniel. And ladies and gentlemen, this is not a scheduled match. This is just a fight. And just Daniel now all over Nick B. And just these two just laying in shots, and another crushing splash in the corner, and ooh, a clothesline takes down Daniel, having to be separated. And what will happen next, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to try and get some order out here while we prepare for our first actual contest of the night, where Nick B is going to take on Nick Everett. Ladies and gentlemen, is he mentally prepared for the matchup that is coming up next? And yes, as we talked about earlier, the matchup that's coming up next is going to be Nick Everett, one half of the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, going up against, of course, Nick B, with Garrett in the corner of Nick Everett. And if you're Nick B, you gotta turn that corner quick, and you gotta focus in, because Nick Everett is, he's a hell of a competitor. He's not gonna come in and spare you because you were in a fight with you got into a fight with Daniel. He's gonna come out here. He's looking to win. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's the first official match here on the SmackDown Live episode 2 of the new SmackDown Live. Things getting very, very heated between Daniel and Nick B. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, one half of the SmackDown Live Tag Team Champions, Nick Everett. Of course, successfully defending the titles at Backlash a week ago in an enthralling tag team title match against CN Tower. Now, after last week, after his partner Garrett tried his hand in singles competition, Nick Everett going to try his hand in a singles match. And looking to keep this team's momentum rolling forward, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the new influx of talent that we've had, new tag teams will be cropping up over the next couple of weeks, looking to jockey for position to challenge the Bear Brigade, as they are affectionately known, for the tag team titles. And once again, here comes Nick B. He's going to come back down to the ring. Of course, Nick B debuting last week, pinning Daniel in a triple threat match that involved the Intercontinental Champion Nate Dogg. And Nick B, just a mean, big, very big man with a mean streak a mile wide, and it's Nick Everett's going to be in for a fight tonight if Nick B can just focus on the task at hand and not focus too much on Daniel. And here we go. Ring the bell. Collar and elbow tie-up into the side headlock. Oh, and Nicky gonna slide out of that. The go behind. Oh, and now Nick B go behind of his own. Nick Everett taking him down into that modified arm bar, wrenching on the arm. And now a huge shoulder takedown by Nick Everett. Oh. Oof. The hook German suplex. Huge kick to the back there by Nick B. And a nice takedown there by Nick Everett. Kick to the chest. Big elbow dropped across the chest of Nick B. Kick to the ribs and back. And now working on those arms again. Just continuing to wear down that arm is Nick Everett. Into the cover. One. Barely a count of one. Kick out by Nick B. Everett going to take control of the head now, off the ropes, and straight onto his back. And now a huge back body drop by Nick B. Now just gonna step onto the stomach of Nick Everett. Eesh. A huge kick to the chest. And now a straight left to the side of the head. And now a straight shot to the gut. Up. And drops him down neck first onto those ropes. Oh, and here we go. Yakuza cutter dropping Nick Everett in the middle of the ring. Irish whip, went for that big splash, but back elbow by Nick Everett into a huge DDT. And now, you can't see me, but you can see this 5-knuckle shuffle as it connects into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Nick B. And now calling for it, he's looking for the attitude adjustment, connects into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Nick B. And what an emphatic kick out by Nick B. And now Nick B, huge back body drop. And now he's going to call for it. He's looking for his running power slam. Gets Everett up on his shoulders and boom! Drops him down into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Everett at the count of 2. Ladies and gentlemen, these two men having an extremely physical matchup right now. Gut wrench suplex by Nick B. And now a double leg takedown to Nick B. And Nick Everett calling for something again. Oh, nice kick to the back. And now a big elbow to the square of the back. That's going to wear down the powerhouse a little bit. But, oh, nice shoulder tackle. Another shoulder tackle. Misses wildly into that sit-out bomb. And now wait for it. You can't see me. But a little 5-knuckle shuffle. And now Everett gonna wrench in on the neck of Nick B. And try and take the big man out of his element. Whips him into the corner. Could be, ooh, big boot. Oh, up into the torture rack. But Everett slips out of it. Rake to the eye. Into the corner goes Nick B. And now looking for that attitude adjustment off the second rope. Ball game. 1, 2, oh, kick out. What a kick out by Nick B. The same move that he used to put away Nick T at Backlash for the Tag Team Championships. Nick B kicks out of the super attitude adjustment. But now going to take control of the leg into the one-leg Boston Crab, but maybe a rope break there, or just didn't feel like he had a good grip on the hold. It lets him go. And now stomp to the shoulders. And how about another little taste of the 5-knuckle shuffle? And now into the cover goes Nick Everett. 1, 2, and a kick out by Nick B. An extremely competitive matchup here today, ladies and gentlemen. Whipped into the corner again. And I think he's going to go to the well one more time. But no, Nick B says no. Oh, huge spine buster. Calling for it. Looking for that running power slam. And he's going to get it. Boom! Into the mat goes Nick Everett. 1, 2, kick out by Everett. What a matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. A little 5-knuckle shuffle. Into the cover goes Everett. 1, 2, and 3. And that'll be Nick B has been felled by Nick Everett as he keeps his momentum rolling forward. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute war put on by these two. Just what a match. A proof of why these guys, why Garrett and Nick are the current reigning tag team champions. Just an absolute clinic put on today by Nick Everett. Can't take anything away from Nick B, of course, coming in, you know, after taking a couple really good shots from Daniel in that fight to open the show. But Nick Everett comes away with a W, and the tag team of him and Garrett continue to push their momentum forward. But ladies and gentlemen, we now turn our attention away from Nick Everett and Nick B, a matchup that you guys clamored for last week, and we turn to our Intercontinental Championship Division showcase match. Intercontinental Champion Nate Dogg takes on Brad in singles competition. Ladies and gentlemen, last week, Brad debuted with the upset of the century, pinning the WWE Champion Aiden to the mat for the 1, 2, 3. Tonight, he looks to upset another champion here on SmackDown, the Intercontinental Champion, Nate Dogg. We're going to see if Brad can continue his momentum after his stellar debut last week. And ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the SmackDown Live Intercontinental Champion, Nate Dogg, coming to the ring. The Intercontinental Championship firmly around his waist. Of course, the last time having to defend it at Backlash against Willie the Wheel, who he beat in dominant fashion. Tonight he looks to fall another challenger for his Intercontinental Championship. He looks to pre-strike at Brad, who of course has made his intentions known to management that he is in the Intercontinental Championship division, and he wants to beat the Intercontinental champion and win the Intercontinental Championship. But ladies and gentlemen, this Brad, of course, a top prospect in the eyes of management here on the new WWE SmackDown Live. Of course, an absolutely impressive debut last week, pinning the WWE Champion to the mat for the 1, 2, 3. And what a way to come in to the new WWE SmackDown. But if you know anything about success in this business, you're only as good as your next match. And so tonight, Brad will look to prove that he is the real thing by beating another champion here on SmackDown Live. And let's get underway, shall we? Ooh, what a nice forearm strike there by Brad. Taking down Nate Dogg right off the bat. Oh, kick to the gut. Into the jawbreaker. of course, as many of you might not know, the surgically repaired jaw of Nate Dogg, when he was, before he came to WWE SmackDown, had some very intensive jaw surgery a little over a year ago. So the jaw, very thing that a lot of opponents should probably target if they want to weaken the Intercontinental Champion. But as of right now, it hasn't had much of effect, as a huge back suplex drops Brad. Ooh, and now a face buster to Nate Dogg. Brad talking to the crowd, trying to get them all hyped up. Kind of a David versus Goliath situation here, ladies and gentlemen. Brad stands about 5'6", 5'7", whereas Nate Dogg 6'4", and just powerful and agile as the day is long. Brad, no slouch in the athletic department either. Nice double leg takedown there to prove it. But it's just a real uphill battle here. Going to be a real uphill battle here today for Brad, as he clotheslines Nate Dogg over the top rope. Went for that knee drop, but Nate Dogg rolling out of the way, and now throwing in Brad into the table, crucifix on the outside. Of course, one of the major reasons behind the signing of Brad, of course, was the ringing endorsement given to SmackDown Live management by fellow competitor Nick T. Of course, Brad and Nick T, very good friends, former neighbors. So both of them have a lot of experience wrestling each other. Nick T making the recommendation to SmackDown Live management to bring Brad on board, and I think so far that he's more than lived up to the reputation he gained through the support of Nick T. And look at this. Gonna go for the Tiger Feign kick. Boom, aka the 619. Now Nate Dogg to the top rope. Huge splash, bringing down his entire 215-pound frame onto Brad. Now back up to the top rope. And a frog splash into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by Brad. Ladies and gentlemen, what heart being shown here by Brad. Ooh, huge stomp to the midsection. And a kick to the chest. Nate Dogg, of course, a very accomplished athlete in his own right, transferring to wrestling after a very successful junior hockey career. And a swanton bomb attempt by Brad, but misses. Swift kick by Nate Dogg. And now, once again, setting up for the Tiger Feign kick. Going up to the top rope. Oh, the splash, but the knees are up. Brad hurt his own knees. Nate Dogg kicks up. In the cover, 2 count kick out by Brad. And now Nate Dogg going to play to the crowd a little bit. Huge kick to the back of the neck of Brad. And now a floating neck breaker. Into that arm lock. And I'm just going to run that shoulder right into the mat. Just wearing away at Brad. And here comes another Tiger Fame kick. Nate Dogg gonna go to the top rope. Huge splash. Brad is not moved, ladies and gentlemen. Into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Brad. Brad showing the heart of a lion here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I think the heart that he has shown over the past couple of weeks as Nate Dogg taunts the audience. Of course, with his defeat of WWE Champion Aiden last week in his debut, and his showing here tonight. Brad is, of course, one of the most promising young stars, and now Nate Dogg into the Three Amigos. Suplexes. Boom, leaving Brad middle of the ring. Run into the ropes. He's going to go up top once again. Calling Brad to his feet. Oh, a senton into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Brad. That was 215 pounds, ladies and gentlemen, landing square on the chest of Brad from the top rope into the single leg Boston Crab. Brad rolls out. Nice kick to the chest there to get Nate Dogg, create some space, get the crowd behind him a little bit. And now a tilt-a-whirl DDT. And now Brad going to go upstairs once again, going to look for that swanton bomb. And this time he's going to hit. And executed to perfection there by Brad. Into the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out by the Intercontinental Champion. Brad gonna hit that fiery clothesline. Ooh, atomic drop into that double leg drop below the belt, into that drop kick to the chest. And now using the legs is Nate Dogg, powering Brad away from him. Oh, into the powerbomb position. Into the combo, into the pin. 1, 2, 3. Oh, kick out, but right into the double leg Boston Crab. Continuing the punishment on Brad. Brad fights out of it. Brad has been battered here tonight by the Intercontinental Champion. Dragging him to the middle of the ring. Gonna go back into the pin. 1, 2, 3. And the Intercontinental Champion has defeated the newcomer Brad in what was a true testament to Brad's fighting spirit. He kicked out of 3, count it 3 Tiger Fame kicks, a couple of giant sentons and huge moves from Nate Dogg. Hit a couple swantons of his own. But the Intercontinental Champion standing tall, going to taunt the crowd a little bit. Nate Dogg victorious here tonight. The Intercontinental Champion, nobody can deny. The Intercontinental Champion just picked up a huge win over a future star. But let's turn our attention now to another matchup. Another debut. Tonight we're going to get our first look. We're going to get our first look at the newest tag team on the SmackDown Live roster, Rico and Morgan, the Superhero Club. as Rico takes on the WWE World Champion, the fan favorite, the self-proclaimed fan favorite, Aiden, in singles competition. This is sure to be a absolutely breathtaking showcase. The WWE Champion, of course, coming off of a huge loss last week to Brad. This week, gonna face the debuting, one half of the debuting tag team, the Superhero Club, Rico, with his tag team partner Morgan in Rico's corner, and of course, the better half of the WWE World Champion, Kelsey, in the WWE Champion's corner. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's just sit back and enjoy the show. Of course, Rico. Those of you, of course, most of you have never seen Rico in action. I can only describe his offense as high flying on steroids. So, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, get your snacks, and prepare to watch as gravity forgets Rico.
Making his way to the ring.
And here he is, ladies and gentlemen. Rico, one half of the Superhero Club, doing his best Jason Todd Red Hood cosplay here tonight. A huge inspiration on Rico. Of course, followed by his tag team partner Morgan. And tonight, he has a huge opportunity as he's going to step foot in the ring with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Aiden. And what a massive opportunity it is for this young up-and-comer, the newest signee, one of the newer signees to the SmackDown Live brand. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's prepare to be amazed when watching Rico in action. And here he comes, ladies and gentlemen. The self-proclaimed fan favorite, the WWE Champion, Aiden.
The WWE Champion, Big Nasty Aiden McDonald.
There we go, showing off the WWE Championship to all of his adoring fans. Ladies and gentlemen, the WWE Champion is here, and he's going to compete here live tonight for all of his adoring public here on Fan Appreciation Night. And Rico taking control right off the bat. Snap suplex by Rico into the cover. Barely a one count. Gonna have to do a lot more to keep the WWE Champion down. And a huge belly-to-belly suplex by the WWE Champion. Ooh, what a throw by Aiden, sending Rico across the ring. Ooh, forearm to the back, but a back elbow by Rico, spinning kick into the Meteora. a drop kick to the neck and shoulders by Rico. Ooh, and now going to drop him with that reverse, that elevated reverse DDT. Oh, and a Phoenix splash from Rico into the cover. One. Kick out by the WWE Champion. Nice drop kick to the back of the neck once again. And a chop takes down the WWE Champion into a power slam position. Off the ropes goes Aiden. Ooh, nice kick to the arm. Now Rico gonna work over that shoulder. Ladies and gentlemen, if you notice to the right, just behind these competitors, Kelsey has brought a chair into the ring. Now getting up on the ring apron to distract Rico. And the WWE Champion going to take advantage. Huge German suplex right on that chair. Oh, kick to the back, and now the WWE Champion going to try and pick apart Rico. Going to give his supporting fans the little talking to before he goes in the cover for one. Huge European uppercut there. Back elbow by Rico into another Meteora. Oh, and now a roll through. Look at the power of Rico. Ooh, into that modified neckbreaker standing shooting star press. And this is the type of innovative offense that you'll get when you watch Rico in the ring. Huge overhand strike into a face buster, hanging him up on the ropes. And now Aiden gonna look for that discus clothesline, taking Rico's head off into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by Rico. And now Aiden gonna scale the top rope. I'm gonna call for Rico to get to his feet. Oh, and dropping the chop right across the head of Rico. And now Aiden once again gonna scale to the top rope. He's gonna call him up to his feet, but Rico's already up and throws him down in the middle of the ring. Stomp to the back of Aiden. And now a sidewinder. Into the cover goes Rico. 1, 2, kick out by the WWE Champion. And now, oh, a springboard moonsault by Rico. Now gonna show off a little bit of the technical side that he has into that modified Texas Cloverleaf. Going to use the leg power to power out of that. He is the WWE Champion. Into a power bomb position. Rico going to try and pin here. 1, 2, and 3. Rico has beaten the WWE Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, another stunning upset. Another stunning upset handed to the WWE Champion. First Brad last week, now Rico this week, and of course the WWE Champion having plenty of opportunities to win this match, but for the second straight week, his shoulders pinned to the mat for the 1, 2, 3.
Winner, the hero, Ricardo.
And Rico gonna establish himself early, establishing early that he and his partner Morgan gonna be a dominant force here on the new WWE SmackDown Live. Rico gonna play to the crowd a little bit. But yes, that's the future of the SmackDown Live Tag Team Division, ladies and gentlemen. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we turn from in-ring competition to let's focus now on our women's division. We're going to hear from the SmackDown Live Women's Champion, Shan, as she comes out. I've heard she's going to come out and just give a little bit of talk to the crowd. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's sit back and listen to what Shan has to say. Also, just a little bit of a chat update. Got a fickled fan in the chat cheering for Nick T to become partners with Willie the Wheel, but also chanting for Nick T to become the WWE champion. He can be a tag team competitor or he can be in the WWE championship picture. You really got to make up your mind there. But let's turn our attention to Shan in the ring. And Shan wants to get right down to business, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very much playing to the fans here tonight in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, somebody needs to tell Shan that she's already the butt-kicking, wheeling-dealing, all-around all-star superstar that she can be. She's the champion of the world for the women's division. Wow, a very feel-good moment here. Shan thanking the city and all the fans for their support. And this is why she's one of the most beloved superstars on the SmackDown roster, and why she continues to be arguably the best champion on the roster besides the tag team champions. But ladies and gentlemen, now let's turn our attention. We're going to keep our attention here in the women's division, as we have a very big treat for you guys. You guys clamored for it. You guys have been asking for it since Backlash, for the debut of Emily. And tonight, Emily, the better half of Daniel, will be making her in-ring debut here on SmackDown Live against another fellow debuting superstar, Manik, in singles competition. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, we're going to bring you the debut that you've been clamoring for, the debut of Emily. And again, just another chat update. Very, very fickled fans in the chat. Again, Nick T can either be a WWE, can go after the WWE Championship, or he can be a tag team wrestler. He cannot be both, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the rules. You're in one division or you're in another one. There will be no competing for both. This is as fair as we can get, ladies and gentlemen. We are. He can be a WWE champion. He can go after the WWE championship, or he can be a tag team wrestler. And right now, Nick T has conveyed to management that he is perfectly happy to be a tag team wrestler. So unfortunately, for anybody who wants to be who wants him to go after the WWE championship, he's conveyed that he's happy, more than happy, to be a tag team wrestler. So, but yes, and again, I don't know why some more fickle fans, as we see the debut here of M.
Making her way to the ring.
Some more fickle fans complaining that they didn't ask for the debut of Minik. I never said that you asked for the debut of Minik. I said you asked for the debut of Emily. She just happens to be debuting against Minik, who is also debuting. So, again, these couple fickle fans in the chat, but we won't let that stop us from having a good time, as Emily, of course, making her way into the ring for the first time, accompanied by Daniel, who, of course, we're technically going to put him at 0-3 since he lost that fight earlier tonight against Nick B. So it'll be Emily taking on a fellow debuting superstar, Minik.
From Glasgow, Scotland.
So
World Dynamite, Nicole.
let's prepare for what what should be a hell of a matchup. Two first-time competitors here on the new WWE SmackDown Live. And yes, that is the yes, Emily took some great inspiration from Sasha Banks. So yes, that was Sasha Banks' entrance music. But of course, Minik as well. She wants to be, both of these superstars want to be the gold standard for the women's division. So keep your eye out for both of these competitors here in this match, as they look to tear the house down. Alright, into the collar and elbow tie-up. M takes the headlock into the side headlock. And now a Luthez press by M. Let's just hope that losing isn't sexually contracted, because if so, M could be in for a lot of hurt as her talent boyfriend stands in her corner. And Nick working away. Gonna take M down to the mat. Into the collar and elbow tie-up. Backs her into the corner. Gonna be a clean break here. A nice clothesline by Minik. Oh, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Oof. And now Minik going up to the high rent district. Ooh, massive coast to coast. M going to take control into the headlock. Nice elbow to the top of the dome. Now taking control, going to look to really stretch out that shoulder. Oof, and really go to work on that arm there. And the cover goes M. But a kick out at 1. Kick to the back, but Manik gonna power up and a nice Hurricane Rana there by Manik. Now gonna really work on the arm of M herself. Ooh! Oh, M with a jawbreaker. And now into the neck breaker by M. Huge knee to the back of Manik. And now M setting up for the bank statement. But a rope break there. A little bit of a chat update. I do not have the coronavirus. I do not have the ick. Willie will never ever be WWE champion. I'm sick of the fickle fans tonight chanting for one thing and then changing their mind 2 minutes later. M, back elbow. Manik whipped into the corner. Misses the dropkick, does M. And now a swinging neckbreaker by M. Powering out using those tremendous leg strength, does Manik. Ooh, big forearm shot. And now a Pele kick by Manik. Up to the top rope goes Manik. And misses the missile drop kick. Now M gonna work over Manik in the corner. Huge kick to the back into that neck breaker, but no, Manik transfers that back. European uppercut. Oh! What a move there from Manik. And now dragging M, center of the ring, into the cover. And a kick out by M. Manik growing a little bit frustrated. Doesn't know what she's going to have to do to put M away. Manik going to the top rope. Colin wants to get her up onto her feet. Oh! And that bowling ball-like move, knocking M off of her feet. Huge shot into the angle suplex, into the cover. 1, 2, kick out by M. And now dragging M into the center of the ring. And a handstand moonsault. Now Manik to the top rope. And she's looking to fly. Oh! The moon stomp into the cover. 1, 2, 3. And Manik has won her debut match here on SmackDown Live. It turns out that losing may actually be sexually contractable, as M, a very hyped up debut that was supposed to happen tonight, unfortunately goes the wrong way for her, as she just runs into a competitor who had her number. I'm sure we will hear for the next 3 weeks from both Dan and M and the fickle fans in the chat of how this is rigged and how they lost by shenanigans, but this was clean as a whistle, ladies and gentlemen. Manik has won, and she has staked the claim as one of the top women in the women's division, ladies and gentlemen. And this is what a match, ladies and gentlemen. What an athletic showing by Minik. And what I'm sure she'll have a long future in here on SmackDown Live. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm seeing in the chat, we want tables. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you're about to get your wish. That's right, as previously announced last week on the show, we are going to have a tag team tables match in the main event. CN Tower, the team of Christian and Nick T, will take on the Brotherhood, Zeno and Arantes, in tag team tables action. So buckle in and get ready for an all-expense paid trip to hardcore action. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here he comes. Revamped with a new look. Here he comes, the Saskatchewan Savior. One half of CN Tower. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Christian, the Saskatchewan Saint, ready to burn it down.
Introducing first, from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, weighing in at 206 pounds, the hooligan, Christian.
Ladies and gentlemen, the last time we saw CN Tower in action, I believe, was Backlash, when they unsuccessfully challenged for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. Tonight they look to redeem themselves in tag team action by taking on one of the newest teams on the SmackDown Live roster, the Brotherhood, Zeno and Arantes, in tag team action. And Christian getting a little run of the ropes right now, but now he'll wait for his partner, who's making his way to the ring right now. Nick T, an accomplished grappler, technician, submission specialist. Ladies and gentlemen, the true artist of the team in the ring,
And his partner, from Toronto,
Nick T.
Ontario, Canada,
There are
weighing
very
in
few
at
wrestlers
250
better
pounds,
in terms of
the
in-ring technician,
Nick T.
but tonight you're going to see that on full display as Nick T, he'll get an opportunity to show you why he's one of the best. got some fans in the chat making comments that don't make any sense about Space Cowboys. And to everybody asking, no, the team of Christian and Nick T have yet to decide on a tag team entrance.
And their opponent,
But I'm sure that
from Queens, New York, weighing
before
in
before
at
next week's episode,
260
they'll
pounds,
try and
the
put together a tag team
X-Factor,
entrance.
Andrew.
Just hasn't been decided on from a creative standpoint from those two. So maybe next week, if they're in competition, we'll be able to see a tag team entrance from them. But let's talk about who's on the way to the ring right now. Zano, of course, part of the Brotherhood. The very militant style of the Brotherhood. Very ground and pound type style for this team. Very wear you down. A very wear you down style, and now the little bit of flavor in the Brotherhood, the
And his partner,
spicy
from
Latin
Los
flavor,
Angeles,
Arantes.
California, weighing in
Gonna make
at
his way to the ring.
215 pounds, the Terror
El
Ortiz.
Idolo. And you better believe that over the past week, these two teams have been preparing to do battle in this tables match. And I am at a loss for words on the types of carnage that we're going to see in this matchup. We have two distinct styles here today. The very no-nonsense style of the Brotherhood versus the high-flying and technically sound-based offense of CN Tower. I'm sure it will be a hell of a fight here tonight in this tables match. Let's get predictions in the chat for which team we think is going to come out on top here in this tables match as the carnage begins, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, it looks like the team of CN Tower going to get the better of the initial exchange. And now Nick T and Zano going head to head. The two powerhouses of the respective teams, Zano and Nick T, and then of course the two more wild card partners in Arantes and Christian pairing off. Nice head scissor takedown by Arantes. Nick T rolling to the outside. Just the ring generalship in him to know where he is in the ring to get outside and get a little bit of a breather, and going right after the table. Huge forearm to Arantes, but then gets knocked down with that table. And Zano going to continue to work him over with that table. To the chat member who just made the comment about the person who looks most like the wrestler, maybe there's a reason for that. And yeah, so here we go. Just absolute carnage, ladies and gentlemen. I barely know what to call. Just two distinct different fights going on in this matchup at one time. Zano kind of crotched there on the ropes, but now Zano going to go to the top rope, and he's going to jump all the way to the outside, taking down Nick T with that huge elbow drop. And now Christian on the button with the super kick to Orantis. Now gotta go grab himself a table. Zano brings a table back in the ring for his team. And now Christian gonna have to fight off a 2-on-1 attack in the middle of the ring as both members of the Brotherhood. Oh, and now Zano gonna drop him with a vertical suplex. Nick T and Zano now the only two members standing in the ring. Christian back to his feet. Nick T drops Zano off the top rope. Christian with a table. Nick T with the table. Opposite corners go the tables. And now Nick T sent into a table. Ooh, and Zano with a huge chop to Nick T. And now Orantis. All Christian. And Christian is gonna win the match. What a huge power bomb out of nowhere to end this contest. CN Tower picking up the win. What a relatively brief bout in terms of tag team competition. Christian just power bombing Orantis through that table. I didn't even see the setup for it, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, CN Tower now victorious here tonight. Christian and Nick T celebrating. Again, establishing themselves as a tag team that is not to be messed with, ladies and gentlemen. And, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for our show here today. SmackDown Live, the second episode, the third episode of the series of WWE 2K19 Universe Mode. The second SmackDown Live episode. Thank you all for tuning in. Again, this series is going to be live every day at 2 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Atlantic Time. So don't miss another episode tomorrow, where we'll have more debuts and twists and turns, and hopefully some more great action for you, like there was today. So ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, take it easy. Bye.